Oh, it's that time. It is that time. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of Mack Lessons Radio. And this is your host, Tariq Nasheed. What's going on with all you players and playettes out there? Glad to have you back. Ready to chop up a good game on today's edition of Mack Lessons Radio. Got a few good things I want to talk about tonight. And by the way, we're broadcasting live from Flaw Scandalous still. How you guys doing out there? We're getting a nice little buzz about the radio show here, I see. A lot of folks are talking about it. I appreciate that. Y'all keep getting the word out. Let everybody know about the Mack Lessons Radio podcast. It's downloadable. You can download it to your podcast. You can listen to it at the gym. You can listen to it at school. You can listen to it in church. You can listen to it on your way to work. All that good stuff. Download it. Send it to your buddies. Put everybody you know up on game. The game is that important, y'all. This is a movement. You feel what I'm saying? We're trying to create a movement. We're trying to spread the game like the gospel. That's why my last book, The Mack Within, it's the holy book of game. The game is like sacred. You have to look at it like that. The game is deep, man. And I want guys to uphold the game and represent the game like they should. That's how players back in the day used to do it. See, back in the day, players would look out for one another. The players and the Macks, it was like a camaraderie. It was like a fraternity. See, we don't have that fraternity no more. You dig? Everybody's just out for themselves. Everybody's just down to infiltrate each other over these women. And that's the big mistake, fellas. It's man for man, player for player, bros before hoes. I hate to be so graphic and I hate to be so curt, but that's how the old players used to be, man. We got to bring it back to that. It's a fraternity. It's a movement. We got to start looking out for one another, man. I'm the sacrificial lamb. I put a lot on the line breaking the game down for dudes. The game is that deep, man. The problem is, in our society, we've been so feminized. We're afraid to offend women. So we have to politically correct our game. We have to politically correct our stilo in order to pander to the female audience, especially entertainers. Like if you look at different outlets in the media, everything is geared towards women. The movies are geared towards women. Television, that's geared towards women. Radio is geared towards women. Like if you look at movies, everything is a damn chick flick. You know, back in the day, you know, we would have westerns and action movies. Now everything is a damn chick flick. The Devil Wears Prada. You dig? Everything is a chick flick. On television, chick flicks. Desperate Housewives, girly shows. It's nothing for men. Everything is feminized. So a lot of men feel like they just have to pander to the female audience. Like even the relationship experts, such in the category that I'm in, I won't say such as myself, but in the category that I'm in of relationship and dating experts, most of the dating and relationship experts, they pander to the female audience. Dr. Phil panders to the female audience. Dr. Laura, female audience. The guy who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, John Gray, that's a chick book. You dig what I'm saying? Who's looking out for the fellas? You know, I had to step up to the plate and do that. That even though I wrote a book for women, it wasn't the traditional book for women. You know, I did the book Player Be Played. And a lot of folks don't know, man, that the publishers out there, I got offered damn near 10 times the amount of money that I've got from that book to write a different book. They wanted me to write a book that pandered to the woman, the female audience. They wanted me to write a book that would just tell women what they wanted to hear. And these were their exact words. There was one publisher that contacted me, and they wanted to put out Player Be Played. And they told me, they're like, look, you're going to have to tell women what they want to hear. And they offered me an insane amount of money. But the thing is, I can't write bullshit. I physically, literally can't write it. I would get a brain freeze. I would get writer's block. I can't write bullshit. I can't write something that I really don't feel. I have to feel what I'm writing. If I don't feel it, it becomes a homework assignment. And that just shuts down my whole creative process. So I couldn't do that. If I'm going to break the game down, I'm going to break it down for real. You know, that's why I got into the writing game. To be able to express myself and break this game down like I want to have it broken down. And I felt that there were a lot of guys out there who needed to learn the game and be in a position to be up on game and not to be deceptive or to have a one-upmanship over women out there, but damn, just to have an equal playing field. It's bad for guys out there, man. I mean, guys are being pounced on out there. So we need to create an even playing field. And that's what I'm doing. So how you guys feeling out there? We got an email from a brother. He wants to know, and I got this email from my MySpace page, and for those who don't know, you can go to myspace.com/Tariq_Nasheed and go to my blog page. If you have a question, you can just post the question up there, and we'll read it on the air probably. If I don't read it on the air, I might answer it if I have time, but I try to answer as many blog questions as possible. A lot of people have been complaining that I haven't been answering the blog pages for a few days, but come on, y'all. I'm a busy brother. I try to I try to look out for you cats. I try to chop it up with you guys, but damn, y'all know I do other stuff. But I still try to sit down and dialogue and chop it up with you. But when I don't throw me under the bus, y'all. You feel me? But anyway, I got an email from a dude, and he wanted to know, King Flex, how much money should I spend on a first date with a woman? How much is too much? How much is considered tricking? Very good question, brother. Very, very good question. Tricking is a bad thing. Tricking is not good. Fellas, you cannot be a trick and a Mack at the same time. It doesn't work like that. You're either one or the other. Unfortunately, we have a lot of brothers out there tricking. And for those who don't know what a trick is basically a person who uses monetary gains or financial compensation to compensate for lack of gain. That's what a trick is. A trick is a brother. Uh-oh. Little flip. This is use a trick right here. I like this. But a trick is a brother who uses his money to try to impress women. A trick is a guy who feels like his game isn't sufficient, so he has to spend money on a woman to keep her around. That's what a trick is. And that's what you don't want to be. Because when you trick it, you send a bad self-image to yourself. You're saying to yourself that I can't get women. Once again, I'm back with the And you can't go out like that. You gotta man up. You gotta come out your mouth before you come out your pocket, fellas. Because here's the deal about being a trick, guys. Women will accept the money from you. They'll accept the gifts. They'll accept all the financial gains that she's getting from you. But at the end of the day, she won't respect you. And people will accept you without respecting you. And for a potential Mac, respect is the number one thing that you must achieve from a female. You feel me on this, guys? You have to achieve respect. Respect is big. We talked about that on yesterday's show. You have to earn respect. Respect is something that you damn near demand first, because without the foundation of respect, you're screwed. You have to establish respect. And when you're tricking, women can't respect that. Women secretly despise tricks. You feel what I'm saying? Women like a man who lets his game stand on its own. And like I said, people will accept things from you, but they won't respect you. Like, for instance, guys, if you met a woman at the club, you buy her a drink and she comes home and have sex with you that night. Now, even though you might accept that ass, most likely you won't respect the chick. You feel what I'm saying? You'll accept her, but you won't really respect her at the end of the day. And you know, that's the same thing with tricking off your money, man. These women, they'll accept every dime you give them. But at the end of the day, she's going to look at you as a sucker-ass brother. And eventually, she's going to kick you to the curb. Because women secretly don't like a man that they can control. And if you're tricking, that means the woman is controlling you. You dig what I'm saying? She's manipulating you. She's controlling you. She's the pimp and you the bitch. Or you the trick and she's the hoe. And hoes don't like tricks. You dig what I'm saying? It's all about respect. Respect first. Respect over acceptance. Keep your money in your pocket. It ain't worth it, fellas. And truth be told, man, if your game is tight, you really don't have to do all that tricking. You really don't need a lot of money to get at women. The thing is, money brings on confidence in a man. Money makes men confident, and it's the confidence that attracts the women. That's what women are looking at. Now, you do have chicken heads out there who are impressed with bling and rims and all this and that. But at the end of the day, man, a woman who has her head straight, who has her stuff together, if you're confident and your conversation is tight, she'll roll with you. You feel me? If a woman really likes you, you don't have to spend no money on her, man. Just talk to women. Ask them about their last boyfriends. When a woman tells you about her last boyfriend, I can guarantee you he probably wasn't a trick. Ask a woman about the last guy she was in love with. Guy probably treated her like shit. But she was in love with him because this dude wasn't tricking. He made that woman earn whatever love he gave him, if he gave any love at all. You know, the dating game is a trip like that, man. It's all about respect over acceptance. And in our society, man, tricking has become like normal. Cats out here making songs about tricking. Love songs about tricking. Like, I'm in love with a goddamn stripper. You feel what I'm saying? You in love with the stripper? I mean, come on. This is where the brothers have stooped to? Gotta step it up, fellas. Women don't respect tricks. I mean, tricking on any level. And truth be told, brothers, stop buying women drinks in clubs. I think in one of my books, I said it was like okay to buy drinks at clubs, but now, I'm changing the rules. Don't buy no drinks at clubs. None. Don't buy no drink at no club. I've never in my life bought a woman a drink at the club. Never. And I used to pull them out the club on a regular basis. Never buy drinks at clubs. Buying a drink at the club, that's not going to make no difference at all whether or not the woman is going to get with you or not. It's not going to make a difference. Either she likes you or she doesn't. You got a bunch of liquor strippers and barflies and drink wenches out there who just scout the bars for lonely, desperate-looking guys who are going to buy them drinks. Don't fall victim to that, because that's light tricking. It's tricking in a very light way. That's diet tricking. You dig what I'm saying? Buying drinks, that's diet tricking. You're not a trick, but that's diet tricking. You dig what I'm saying? Paying a little rent, that's diet tricking. And that says a lot about you. And there's different types of tricks out there. There's different types of brothers who trick. You have the favor trick. The favor trick is the guy who's always playing the friend role, and he's always down to do girls favors. Like, I'll watch your dog. I'll come over there and help you move your furniture. I'll take you to work. I'll watch your kids for you. That's diet tricking. That's the favor trick. Cut that bullshit out too, fellas. Another kind of trick is the flossy trick. Now the flossy trick, that's the dude, and a lot of these guys are down south. The flossy tricks, these are mainly the southern guys down in like Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Memphis, places like that. Now the flossy trick, these are the guys who frequent the strip joints, and then they try to out trick each other. They like to brag about how much money they done spent on a stripper. And to them, they think they look like ballers by tricking. I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, I lived in Atlanta for like 3 years back in the 90s, like the mid-90s. In Atlanta, that's like my third favorite city. I love Atlanta. What's up, Atlanta? All you people out there listening in Atlanta, I love you, Atlanta. I got to come down there. I got to get back down. I haven't been to Atlanta in years, man. I know I've been slipping. Atlanta, they've been hollering at me trying to get me back down there. I got to come back down there and holler at you guys. Atlanta's a great city. And I was living in Atlanta when I first moved there. A friend of mine who lived there took us to like Club Nicky's, one of the big strip clubs out there. And out here in LA, the strip club game, it's not really that cracking. You know, brothers ain't trying to be up in no strip club all the time out here. So I didn't understand the culture out there. It's a strip club culture. This is a whole thing for them. And we went to the strip club, and my buddy that took us up there, this dude literally tricked off his whole paycheck. And I'm looking at him like he's a space alien. Like, what are you doing? I looked at this guy like he was nuts. I couldn't understand it. And still don't, especially in Atlanta. Because at the time, and I don't know how cracking it is in Atlanta now. I think it's just as cracking, but back then Atlanta was crawling with women. Atlanta is like 12-1. There's so many women in Atlanta, it's ridiculous. I would go out and take out my garbage and come back home with 2 or 3 women. Women are just crawling in Atlanta. And these brothers are tricking. Trying to floss. And in the strip clubs down there, these guys were arguing about who spent the most money and competing with each other on who can spend the most money. Insane. I damn near took over Atlanta because I came out there with straight game. I damn near took over. I love Atlanta. I let my boy LA Snow handle it out there, though. What's up, Snow? And then another trick that we have is the Captain Save-A-Hoe trick. And we're all familiar with the Captain Save-A-Hoe trick. Captain Save-A-Hoe trick. That's the trick that just comes to the rescue and tries to play the knight in shining armor. He finds the damsel in distress and tries to make everything better in exchange for any type of sexual gratification he can get from the woman, which he usually doesn't get. But the Captain Save-A-Hoe cats, they find these needy women, they find these destitute women, they find these women who are always in a crisis, and they come to make everything better in exchange for sex. It's tricking, guys. No matter how you cut it, you're tricking. If the only thing you require from your woman is her to bring sexual gratification to the table, and you're giving her some type of compensation for that, that's tricking. Put your cape back down. Get the S off your chest. Get out the trick-mobile, Captain Save-A-Hoe. Start spitting some game. You don't need to be a trick. Tricking is unnatural. You weren't born a trick, you were programmed into being a trick. And usually it was guys who were raised by single mothers, or in families, guys who are from families with a trick dad. But usually it's guys who were raised by single mothers and their mothers taught them the value of women, so to speak. They told these young men to value all women. All women are special. Treat every woman like a queen. Put all women on a pedestal. So subconsciously, these young men, they think women are to be valued over them. So they kind of put themselves in a subservient position under these women. You feel me? These guys put themselves in a subservient position under women and place women on a pedestal, therefore giving her some type of value. So when these guys step to women, they're ready to come out their pockets because they think they are getting something of value. Value yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Value yourself. That's the essence of Mackin', valuing yourself as a man. And like I said, every man has a Mack inside of him, as I said in the book, The Mack Within. That's why the name of my book is The Mack Within. Every man has a Mack inside of him. It just depends on what degree of Mack he has in him and how much he's been brainwashed. Now, a lot of people like to say stuff like, well, either you're born a player or you're not. Either you got it or you don't. And that's not true. It's not. Some guys have more of a propensity to learn the game. But the Mackin' game and the dating game and relationship game, it's a behavior pattern. And behavior is learned. There are really no baby Macks. You're not, really born a Mack. There are no baby Macks, no baby players. It's something that's learned. Some guys have more skills than others. But I always get that a lot. A lot of guys like to say, well, either you got it or you don't. You can't teach nobody, which is a crock of bullshit. A lot of times we're born with natural talent, but if it's not processed and honed in on and nurtured, that talent goes to waste. You have to be around the right people in order to nurture whatever talent you may have. Like, for example, the greatest basketball player is Michael Jordan. We all know that. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player who ever lived, but a lot of people don't know that Michael Jordan didn't even make his high school basketball team at one point. The greatest player on earth got cut from his high school basketball team. Now, a lot of sports enthusiasts, they know this, but a lot of the general public don't even know this. That's hard to fathom. He just wasn't good enough at the time. He had the raw skills, but it had to be nurtured. So when he got with the right coaches who could nurture that skill, he became the greatest. Like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was always a great player, but Kobe wasn't winning games for a long time until Phil Jackson got a hold of him. You dig what I'm saying? So it's all about having the right people around you and learning the game and not being brainwashed and not accepting failure, because we all have great gifts, great game, great talent inside of us. A lot of times we have to be around the right people in order to nurture that. So don't ever accept any kind of failure. Don't ever accept what people say you're born with. And that goes back to my point. You're not born a trick. If you're spending money and tricking off your paper, cut that bullshit out. You don't have to do that. That's not natural. You're a man, and as a man, you're a Mack. And as a Mack, you have value. And if you have value, you make your woman bring stuff to the table, man. Make your woman bring stuff to the table. You got to be that Mackish. Like I said at the beginning of the show, our society has taught men to pander towards women, to give women unwarranted value. And you don't have to do that. You step your game up, keep your game tight, you're going to be all right. And stop tricking. Keep your money in your pocket. Come out your mouth full, you come out your pocket. Keep your game tight. You're going to be all right. Anyway, this has been another installment of Mack Lessons Radio. Don't forget to check out the website, kingflex.org. Don't forget to check out the Mack Lessons DVD. The DVD is great, y'all. The DVD is excellent. Great DVD. MackLessons.com. DVD is $19. You can get it there. And if you have any questions that you want to send me, you can check out myspace.com/Tariq_Nasheed. I know you got a MySpace page. Everybody has a MySpace page. Check that out. Send the questions. Whatever you have to say, whatever you have to ask. You want to chop up game, holla at me. And I got some other surprises coming on for you guys too. I got some television stuff that I'm working on. I'm not going to announce it yet. I'm not going to let the cat out the bag, but I got some TV stuff that I'm working on. Let me give you a hint. I ain't going to give you a hint. I was going to give you a hint. I'm not going to give you a hint. I'm not going to let the cat out the bag. If I gave you a hint, you'll know what I'm trying to do. But I got a lot of good stuff going on. And remember, keep the word going on about the radio show, the podcast. Download it. Send it to your friends. Give your friends game. Give it to your homegirls. Give them a little bit of game. Later on this week, I'm going to do a show especially for the women, putting the women up on game. I'm not totally biased. It's a show for the guys, but it's a show for women too. Because I get a lot of emails from women. They want me to put them on game. And whoever respects the game, I'll throw the game your way. You dig? Because there's a lot of guys who don't even respect the game. Even though I try to help guys and I try to put the game out there for guys, you got them bitch-ass niggas out there who, who still talk greasy. Those squares. But we ain't doing it for the squares. We're doing it for all the hustling brothers out there. So anyway, talk to you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Mack Lessons Radio. Holla.